Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'll be reviewing the movie Adire, which is currently on Netflix. So this movie was directed by Adeoluwa Owu and was produced by Mimi Batale. Production company of this movie is Film One Production. Apparently, this is an original movie from them. So the movie just follows the life of this woman, Asari or Adire, as she'll be known in this movie. So she's a retired prostitute who, is on the run. So she left her life in the city to come live in a small town, where she now starts her life afresh, trying to live her life. And she begins this lingerie business using Adire. And in so doing, she becomes friends with some of these women in the community, very conservative religious women in the community, tend to patronize her lingerie business. And with the way things were going, this now tends to anger the Deaconess of the community. And yeah, so against all odds, this former Ashao finds love, she finds friendship, she finds community. And that's just the gist of the movie in a nutshell. So now I'll talk about like the cast and performances of this movie. So for one, we have Asari, who is also known as Adire in this movie, who was played by Kehinde Bankole. Kehinde Bankole is a phenomenal actress. She can deliver any role she takes up. Cause no, she like I really enjoyed watching her in this movie because she was very, very entertaining to watch. Like she no, she's a very beautiful, very sexy, very fierce woman in this movie. So she's somebody that you get to understand what led to, what brought about her getting into prostitution, steals from her boss, and runs away from that life. She's trying to start afresh. And that now brings her to this Oyo town, where she starts life all over again. So she's well aware of the fact that, men view her body as an object for pleasure. So she uses that for her own good. But she now soon realizes, like, okay, like she has more to offer than just her body. And she now makes friends with women in the community, and just bringing about body positivity, like love yourself, love your body, be proud of the skin you're in, proud of being a woman. Next person I'm talking about would be Deaconess Folashade, who was played by Funlola. So this woman is very stern, she's very strict, she's very, very religious, and she's quite entertaining to watch, honestly, because like her own was too much. She was carrying this Bible thing on her head too much. She was very judgy. She always had like something to say. She was always quick to talk down, look down at people, and she felt like when Adire came back into the community, she didn't the deaconess didn't have like as much hold as she had on the women in the church as she used to. So that really got to her, and she felt like Adire was like taking something that was hers and was trying to become the mother of the community and whatnot. So, and the fact that Adire dresses very skimpily, she her chest, her boobs are out, her clothes are short. So she was very against what Adire stood for, and she was very vocal about it in making her feel unwelcome. The character also shows the um bad side of some of these religious people. Like they tend to throw stones and act like they are holier than thou, when in actual sense we're all just on this journey together. So yeah, so her character was one that is very, very interesting to see how everything will play out, and how her character will also evolve. Then on the next person I'm talking about will be Pastor Mide, who happens to be played by Femi Branch. So Femi Branch, on the other end, unlike his wife, he's very welcoming, he's very loving. He's like a bring people to church, like teaching love, like teaching about community unity and whatnot. He was the exact opposite of what his wife was. And yeah, so he acted his pastor role very well, and it was nice to see Femi Branch, take up a religious role. And yeah, so next person I'm talking about would be Shalewa. So Shalewa was played by Yvonne Jegede. Yvonne Jegede was very, very, very entertaining to watch in this movie. Honestly, I enjoyed watching her the scenes she had with, her husband, the scenes she had with Adire, the scenes she had with, Deaconess. And yeah, so she was this wife, like very conservative, very timid. She was just a housewife. She had 5 kids. And so she become very good friends with Adire, and Adire is trying to help her bring out like her entrepreneurship side of her and to help her use her skills and talents to make money for herself and whatnot. So she's also the very first person that confronted Adire in regards to why is she taking their husbands, why is she seducing her husband, what and all those kind of things. Then they became friends. So she is very very interesting to watch in this movie alongside her husband. Her husband was Toby, was played by Kelechi. Jejeb. He was also a nice character. He was a very, very funny man. It was just nice seeing him, play his role very well. And then somebody else I would love to mention also is Yewande. So Yewande was another, woman in the church. She was played by Lizzy J. This woman is a fantastic actress. She's very, very funny. She's very fun to watch, very playful, very jovial. She has a lot of energy to her, and like her scenes will just have you laughing because she's a very troublesome person. She's a very entertaining character, and it's similar to the role I've seen her play before. So it was also nice seeing her in this movie as well. And somebody else you get to see Tomi Ojo, who was playing Simi. So Simi happens to be daughter to Pastor Mide and the Deaconess. So that was like a typical teenage role. So she was just somebody that her and her mom were always at loggerheads, and mistakes were made and all of that. Her boyfriend in this movie happened to be Deji, who was played by Mike Afolarin. So he also didn't have a lot of screen time. Even when we get to see him, he didn't talk as much. So he just his own. He acted well. He acted okay. Then somebody else you get to see in this movie, you get to see Lai Wasabi. So he was the barman, at the club where we used to go to smoke and drink. Like it was also very fun to watch his scenes with Adire, because I think that was the only person he, interacted with within this during the movie, and it was really nice seeing him, act his usual Lai Wasabi role. Somebody else in this movie that would really anger you in this movie, somebody that will really annoy you in this movie also that you get to see would be Tunde. So Tunde was more or less like a follower of the Deaconess. He was like her handbag. He was very, very religious, very spiritual. He stood for whatever the Deaconess stood for. And the guy that played Tunde was also somebody that the writer of this movie. So it was also nice to see that although he didn't talk as much, he was also able to deliver his role or deliver this Tunde character to us, because you will see like subtle scenes here and there. The guy will be getting on your nerves and he'll be annoying you because of how he was behaving. And he was always anything Deaconess said, he was there, like he was her soldier. Towards the end, his character went berserk and he just acted, crazy. It's interpreted what the Deaconess stood for and all of that. But yeah, it was nice to see that although his character didn't talk as much, he was able to really convey his role to us. So Captain was played by Yemi Black. So Yemi Black happens to be like let's say the Don in this movie. He was the one who Adire was working for before she ran away from the city. So he acted the typical boss man so very, very well. Delivered on his performance as this must be feared, can't glove of this prostitute's ring and whatnot. So he acted that role quite well. Somebody else I forgot to mention was Thomas, who was played by Ifeanyi Kalu. So he was a man whose wife was late. He had a daughter, and he happens to be Adire's love interest. Ifeanyi Kalu is a good actor, but he didn't really do anything exceptional in this movie. So he acted nicely, although the chemistry between him and Adire was non-existent. But it was just nice to see him take up that role and to see like him trying to get the softer side out of Adire. So yeah, so that's that about the cast and performances in this movie. I think everybody delivered as they were supposed to. Best performances in this movie would have to be Adire alongside, the Deaconess. Then, Shalewa and Yewande. So I think the four of them did exceptionally well for this movie. So the movie was set in Oyo, and it was nice to see like the dressing. Like in this movie, they really paid attention to details in terms of like culture, the dressing, like the makeup, the buildings, even like the market scenes. It was very, very, you know, um rural, like very, very local setting. And it was really nice to see all of that come into play. And costume makeup for this movie was really, really nice because considering all the looks Adire delivered in this movie, it was really, really nice. Like everything she wore, all the fabric pieces, all the designs, the styles was everything was really, really good. And even the church women, their look, the church vibe, the setting, the like everything honestly was done nicely. I'll be talking on the themes in this movie. For one, we have the theme of like friendship between Adire and those women in the church. At first, they had their impression about her. At first, they were calling her a witch, a prostitute and whatnot. But when they got to know her like one on one, tend to realize that okay, she's actually a very nice person. She's very sweet. She's caring. She's lit, and she like friendships were formed. The movie will try just show you that you can find friendships in the unlikeliest places, and people that you don't expect to. For one, and it also brings about the whole thing about there's a body loving your body, your body positivity in regards to the women, because when Adire started introducing these women to the magic bra, which is one of like her pieces that she makes, because she makes undergarments for women. So when she introduced it to these women, and it was very funny to see how once they like wore these, their husband started seeing them differently. They were so excited to spend time with their wives and stuff. So she was also trying to make them understand that you can look good, you can look this, you can look that, and feel good about yourself. Like it's not always being all covered up. You should also love your body. You should like you're actually really, really a pretty woman. In regards to Shalewa, despite the fact that you've had 4 kids and whatnot, you're not ugly, you're a beautiful man and stuff. So even when like your husband, instead of him going outside, like is he going outside for when he has you at home? So like everybody was raving about this her magic bra and whatnot. So everybody was coming to patronize her. So just trying to make women feel comfortable in their skin, comfortable in their bodies, and appreciate their bodies. So the whole thing about women empowerment, she was able to support and assist anybody that needed help, even though she didn't need to. Okay, for instance, when Shalewa approached her thinking and telling her that, oh, I feel like I'm pregnant and whatnot. And she was just being all down and like she's just going to be sitting there. All she does, what she does in the family is just to sit down and be giving birth to children and whatnot. And I say kind and Adira was trying to make her understand that there's more to you than being a mother and whatnot. So like I'm sure there's something you wanted to do, there's something, a skill, like a talent, trying to bring out this entrepreneurship aspect of her. And when she now mentioned, oh, like she loves to bake, Adira was very, very supportive. Like she was like, oh, let's go and buy things for you to bake and whatnot. So she was very like pro women. She was very interested in, uplifting other women. And yeah, so the theme of love, and also this movie also highlights hypocrisy, that how people hide behind religion to be nasty towards other people. For instance, how the lady that got pregnant at church, she was, cast aside, she was shunned, she was looked down at because, she got pregnant. And the way the women made her feel, the way, the Deaconess made her feel was like she had committed one abominable sin. And it was very, very sad, like, because this is actually something that happens every day. Like, people tend to throw stones at other people. People tend to feel like they are holier than thou. People tend to act like they are Jesus Christ assistants. You get, like, I didn't really like seeing how they made the lady feel. And also when Dickiness was always, talking down at Adire and everything, like she said. And even though you are like the best Christian in the world, or if you are trying to make somebody that is not acting like you do, I feel like you should, it's not all about reading the Bible and going to church. You understand? Like, you should act the way Christ would act. Like, he won't say what you're saying to these people. He won't make them feel less than. He won't make them feel like the worst sinners in the Bible. Like, who are you to judge somebody? And that was something the Deaconess was always fond of doing. And it was very funny, how, things eventually happened and whatnot. She couldn't express herself the way she normally did because you can't throw stones when you live in a glass house. So it was also like highlighting that thing that happens every day in society with the whole believers and unbelievers, and also how somebody took it as far as trying to harm another person. People tend to use religion to inflict harm and all of that. So yeah. So all in all, like, Adire is a very, very, very wonderful movie. I definitely enjoyed watching it. Let me know down in the comment section. Have you watched Adire? What are your thoughts? Like, who was your least favorite character? Who was your favorite in this movie? So what also I didn't like in this movie was, the way the movie ended. So the way they just acted like nothing happened the in regards to Captain. Regardless, I think the movie passed the message it intended on passing in regards to how we should treat people, um, how we should show love, how we should be welcoming. We shouldn't judge people because you don't want somebody judging you. We shouldn't be acting like we're the holiest person, we're the most pure of heart and whatnot. You should just be treat human beings as human beings. And if you're trying to bring somebody closer to Christ, you should show them a little grace. And yeah, so that's about Adire. It's currently on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, go check it out and tell me if you watched it in the comment section. Did you enjoy the movie? For me, I'll be rating the movie a 7/10. It's a really good watch. And yeah, so I'll link my other movie reviews in the description and in the cards above. So if you haven't seen them, please check them out. So thank you for watching this review, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.